Alright, today class we're going to be solving the PM quiz. So go ahead and run this page. So notice that when we first run the page, there is a focus set to the first text box. And then there's an if statement here. If it's checked, we're going to go ahead and have this output. And notice also that there was auto postback on the RBL. So when it's clicked, when an RBL item is selected, this is visible, the label and the checkbox. So then we'll first start by declaring variables. We'll declare a variable for our name, the number of pizzas, the text and value of the size of pizza, and the value of pizza bread, which is $2. Of course, we start every assignment and quiz with comments. So we'll go ahead and add comments. And we noticed that there was a focus set to the first text box. Alright, then we're going to add the local variables and store the data within it. Our first one was the name. Since it's already in string format, we don't need to convert that. The next was the number of pizzas. Which we are going to need to convert to an int. Then we're going to get the number of pizzas. Oh, we already got the number of pizzas that we selected there. So we're going to get the value and the text of the RBL. So we'll go ahead and start with the text of the RBL. And since it's already in string format, we do not need to convert it. And then we'll go ahead and get the value, which will be selected value. But that does need to be converted since it's in string format. We also needed to store the value of the bread, which is $2. And notice that we also need the total. We need a variable to store the total, which is going to be the number of pizzas we bought times the value of the size. So the number of pizzas times the value. Then we can now start the label. Which is the first one is your name. And we're going to go ahead and add a break tag. We're going to need a plus equals to accumulate the label. And our second label line was you ordered the number of pizzas and the text of the pizza. We'll go ahead and add a space. And then we'll add the text. Since starting string, we don't need to add anything. And we also needed to add the word pizza and a break tag. So now we are going to deal with the checked and the checkbox. And in order to get this appear, we first need to create a method within the RBL, because notice that when the RBL is selected, that is when it appears. So you do this by double clicking the RBL, and we want the label to be visible. as well as the checkbox. And for our if statement, we are going to say if it's checked, it's going to run this output line. As well as a break tag. Also within that, if it's checked, we have to add that cheesy bread value. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the total. And that will give us the value with the cheesy bread if this checkbox is checked. And then our last line of the label will be the total. And we will put that into currency. So once that is completed, we are going to need to clear everything. We'll start with the text box. We will clear the RBL. And then we will make the checkbox invisible, as well as that label. And we also have to clear the checkbox. And we clear the checkbox by saying checked equals false. Alright, we'll now run our page. So notice we have build errors. We are missing an equal sign. And notice that we have a fully functioning page, but we will go ahead and test it against the sample page. And you'll notice that they are the same. So that is how you complete the quiz for the PM class. If you have any questions, leave a comment or ask one of the TAs or Professor Mata.